Of course, and we have our guests sitting in the house. But usually, what we do before we read the profile of our guest, we always get you to give you a sneak peek of her face and her name. Then we'll come back and, of course, I do justice to what we have before us. Well, today we are having Abigail Ojo. I will ask her what the D is for because there's a D in the middle. Abigail Ojo in the studio. Of course, she's a certified etiquette and voice consultant. Also, she is a human capital manager. Well, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for coming. You look good though. Black is beauty.
You can say that.
I love
She
your
has
skin
no
color
makeup
too.
on. Like she's looking. Ooh.
I love her skin color.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very well. Anyways, well, let's quickly go for a short break, and after the short break, we would be having our first tip for the day. That we come back and, of course, listen to Abigail's success story, and at the same time, would have let's hear some sneak peek into some etiquette about business and social class. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Tips on Women's Corner. Creating a supportive women's corner or space is a wonderful way to uplift and empower women. Here are some tips. 1. Dedicated space. Set up a comfortable, inviting area where women feel safe and valued, whether it is a physical corner in your home, workplace, online, community. Choose a designated location, keep it organized and clutter-free. Invest in comfortable furniture and personalize it with decor like plants and pictures. Also, manage distractions by setting up boundaries and minimizing noise, and establish a routine to mentally separate work and personal life. 2. Resource hub. To build a successful women's resource hub, focus on understanding and addressing women's specific needs through community input and relevant content. Organize content logically. Create a diverse mix of accessible, high-quality resources and actively promote it to your target audience. Foster a supportive environment. Encourage networking and continuously evaluate and adapt your offerings based on user feedback to ensure sustained value and impact. Fill the space with inspiring books, articles, podcasts, and success stories of women from diverse backgrounds and fields. 3. Sharing and listening. Encourage open conversations where women can share their experiences, challenges, and achievements without judgment. Here are some practical tips on sharing and listening that you can use as daily wisdom, relationship advice, or even for a personal growth corner. 1. Share with clarity. Express your thoughts honestly but gently. Avoid overloading people with unnecessary details. Be precise. 2. Share at the right time. Don't force conversations when the other person is busy or stressed. Choose calm and respectful settings. 3. Be open but boundaried. Share your feelings and experiences, but know when to protect your privacy. 4. Listen actively. Give your full attention, maintain eye contact, nod, or give small affirmations like "I understand." Don't interrupt. Let the speaker finish before responding. 5. Listen without judgment. Don't jump to conclusions or criticize. Create a safe space where the other person feels heard. 6. Reflect and clarify. Repeat back what you heard in your own words to show that you understand. Ask questions like, "Do you mean?" or "Can you explain more?" 7. Respond thoughtfully. After listening, respond with empathy, not just advice. Sometimes people need a listening ear, not a solution. 8. Share encouragement. When someone shares with you, uplift them with kind words. Offer support rather than criticism. 9. Balance talking and listening. Healthy communication is a two-way street. Make sure conversations aren't one-sided. Both sharing and listening matter. 10. Practice patience. Not everyone shares easily, and not everyone listens perfectly. Be patient and understanding in the process. At its heart, sharing builds connection, while listening builds trust. Together, they create deeper, healthier relationships. 4. Support networks. Facilitate connections among women to build mentorship opportunities, collaborations, and friendships. Here are some practical tips on how to support networks, whether professional, academic, personal, or community-based. 1. Be consistent. Stay actively engaged by checking in regularly. Consistency builds trust and keeps relationships alive. 2. Share resources. Offer helpful information, opportunities, or contacts. Send articles, job postings, skills or tools that may benefit women. 3. Offer your skills. Volunteer your expertise when any woman in the network needs help. Even small contributions like editing, design, advice strengthens bonds. 4. Celebrate others. Acknowledge milestones, achievements, and efforts within the group. Public encouragement motivates and uplifts everyone. 5. Be a connector. Introduce women in your network to each other when they can benefit mutually. Acting as a bridge expands the value of the network. 6. Provide emotional support. Networks aren't just about work, they're also about community. Be there to listen and encourage women during challenges. 7. Engage in collaboration. Work together on projects, events, or initiatives. Collaboration strengthens ties and creates shared success. 8. Share opportunities, not just needs. Don't only reach out when you need something. Contribute by giving back and creating chances for others. 9. Stay authentic. Be genuine in your interactions.
In today's fast-paced world, staying ahead demands peak performance from our bodies.
Like never before, our bodies need an optimum supply of essential nutrients, and Supermalt supports our daily nutritional needs.
Supermalt has 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and natural extracts for overall health and wellness. One Supermalt a day gives you energy and vitality, improves your mental performance, and supports your immunity.
When malaria knocks you down, you can be sure parasites are having a party in your system.
Welcome to our new kingdom, guys!
Comel, an effective weapon against malaria. Attacking the parasite army directly to give you express relief and get you back on your feet effectively. Comel on malaria gone.
Authenticity deepens relationship. People value honesty and transparency in network support. 10. Give back more than you take. Support should not be transactional. When you invest in women sincerely, the network grows stronger for everyone. In short, supporting a network is about showing up, sharing value, and being intentional. The stronger the support, the more resilient and beneficial the network becomes. 5. Visibility and celebrations. Highlight women's accomplishments through displays, social media features, or monthly spotlight stories.
Welcome back. Yes, you're watching Women's Corner, and that thanks to Shalom for actually putting that together. That was beautiful tips on Women's Corner. Well, gratitude. Let's get to meet our guest. We're discussing something behind the camera, and that's an interesting topic. But let's not divert. We'll pick that topic for another day.
Some other day, maybe next week or so.
Yeah, maybe next week or something. So let's talk. Let's know.
Okay, so our guest today is Abigail Ojo. She's a certified etiquette and poise consultant and human capital manager who helps individuals and organizations cultivate confidence, professionalism, and civility, the soft skill that drives lasting success. As the lead faculty at Poised for Excellence Finishing School, she trains executive professionals and children to communicate with impact, carry themselves with confidence, and build strong interpersonal relationships. Her passion lies in bridging technical competence with social and leadership skills, enabling people trust and respect each other. Through her human capital work, she promotes workspace cultures where excellence and grace truly thrives. That's
grace and excellence truly
yeah,
like we were sitting, we're not slouching, and she's sitting pretty too on this.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be, you know, like I said earlier before we even started the program, I love to meet people who talk about poise and etiquette, because I feel like that's grace, that's confidence building. Inside of you, you might be so feeling kind of inferior though. But you see, because you have this poise, this etiquette, some people already feel inferior. Whereas you are even feeling inferior to them. But anyways, what was the reason that made you go into poise and etiquette basically as a person?
Okay, thank you for that question. I go into poise and etiquette as a career started from the willingness to have a change in what I was doing. I was actually tired of my routine life. Yeah, I was a teacher at that point in time. I had taught for 8 years plus, and I just felt, I think it's high time I tried something different. Yes, and so I resigned without a clear path to which I was going. And along the line, I was doing home lessons for children. One of the days I was in a child's house, and then I picked a book. I loved what I saw. I read the profile at the back, and I contacted the woman who had written the book, and then we got talking. I attended 1 or 2 of her trainings, and then that was how I fell in love with etiquette and poise. And to take it further, I enrolled for the master class, and then that certifies me as an etiquette consultant, and that was how I started the journey in 2017. And up till now, we're still thriving. We are still in business. It has not been really easy, but one thing that has actually helped me through is being consistent, knowing my why. There is a natural love that I have for this. Now, even before I got into this space, sometimes I have people to go, Abigail, you like Shakara too much, you do this, you do that. I've never attended an elocution or a diction class or public speaking, but naturally I think I just have it. And so people will say, why not just develop it, why not just do something? And I just felt, okay, doing etiquette and poise, I think is going to be a really nice platform for me to launch myself, which I actually did. And at the point where I became fully certified, a lot of people were like, oh, now you have arrived, now this is what you should be doing. I see you in this, you will thrive in this, you will do well in this. Yes, they saw all of that picture, but you know, sometimes people see things until you see it yourself, you won't do anything. And so I wasn't seeing that picture, but I had a lot of people, you know, back and forth seeing these things, and I was able to push through with the help of a very good circle around me who actually pushed me to success and all of that. I've organized trainings for learners, that's for children between the ages of 3 and 17. And then we've done for young adults, we've gone to the executives, banks, and all that to actually train their staff members. I believe that etiquette here now in this world is really important.
Very important, truly.
The way people perceive you is getting more important than what you actually say. And even sometimes the way you say, how you say things actually determines as well, because naturally I feel this etiquette and poise has paved ways for me, rooms that I never thought I would naturally walk into. And then someone meets you and says, oh, you're so eloquent, I love the way you speak, I love the way you do this. And I'm like, oh, can you just, okay. I had to present papers that I know nothing about. Like I just read the papers and present on behalf of the person, and it's been a wonderful journey. It's been a wonderful journey. I've loved the how do I put it now? I love the composure around it. I love this. I love the fact that people can come to you and say, oh, I'm going to do this, but I don't know the etiquette around this. Can you just help out? I love the fact that people can say, I would be going to this event. I don't know how to put this together. What do you think about it? And so you become like a problem solver. You're a go-to person for something. And to me, that's really amazing. It makes me feel fulfilled. And so far, the journey has been wonderful. Not without challenges. Of
course, yes, which I was going to go into, because I know definitely that there must have been some challenges that you have gone through, and of course that has probably even given you more experience to brush up and, you know, to be better. Now, I want to look at it from this aspect of the elocution. Like you said, you were speaking well, like you speak Funen now, you're fluent, like why not you go into it? And you went into it and you became better. Now, was there any challenge somewhat when someone walks up to you and like, okay, I need etiquette on this, and probably you've not even ventured to, you know, go into the aspect to know exactly what it was, but because obviously you do not like failure, you had to, you know, be there. Has anything like that of sort happened?
Yes, it has. And on such cases, what I do is gracefully respond, I would get back to you. That is if I don't know. Because it's better for me to get back to you than for me to put you on the wrong pedestal.
Oh, great.
Yes, so I tell you, I would reach out to you, maybe give me a few time. I'm going to give you a time frame or a time range, and then I'll make sure I reach out to you.
That's great. So what's the most challenging part for you, having to be an elocution, etiquette, and poise consultant?
Well, I think over the years, what I've actually figured out is people trying to think you projecting yourself in what you do, elocution, poise and etiquette equals to pride or arrogance, which is not.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's part two. That
And
is
then you
so
walk
true.
into a place you want to sit and appropriately, good greet and all of that, and they're like,
What she
you
feeling
know,
like?
the women thing.
Kilo
I know we
Yeah.
do it, exactly. We do that a lot, and sometimes I just feel like, God, can you just open up my heart so they see I'm just trying to reflect
Unfortunately,
who I am, not because I want to unnecessarily, attract attention or something. But then I've grown a thick skin. Be yourself. Every other person would adjust, and that's it. Yes.
Be yourself. Every other person would adjust. Gratitude.
Yeah, I have so many questions I need to ask you. But first, we have to go on a very quick commercial break. Then we'll come back to continue our conversation with our guest. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Women's Corner. So my question, before we went on the commercial break, we were saying something about coming across as arrogant, as doing too much when you're just trying to be yourself. So how do you be poised? How do you show the correct etiquette without coming across as being arrogant in your workplace? Trust me, it doesn't really matter how people see you. How you see yourself is very important, the most important. But when you come across as being arrogant, being too stiff in your workplace, sometimes it's really not good. So how do you manage doing the correct thing, the right thing, and not coming across as doing too much?
And also, sorry to not really buttress a point, but to add to her question, is how can you actually differentiate from someone who has poise and has the good etiquette, and is different from being rude and being a snob? Because I think somehow they kind of go in line, but there should be a difference, a distinctive difference. So please, yes.
Okay, so for that, thank you for that question. I feel that being stiff, rude, arrogant is really different, way different from exhibiting or showing you're a lady of poise and class. And one of the first things I'm going to talk about is greeting. I walk into a place and then I feel every other person doesn't match up, or I can't stay here, and then I just sit gracefully looking at everyone without saying a word. The last time I checked, only animals do that. So if I have a puppy and the puppy walks in here, the puppy comes straight to me and not to any other person. So etiquette is what differentiates us from animals. We greet when you come in contact with anyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. One thing I've noticed over time with us here in this part of the world is once we are able to greeting is like a conversation starter. It gives you that sense of, should I say sense of, you feel at ease sometimes when someone says, oh, good morning, and then you're like, oh, good morning. You can continue that conversation. So for me, I really, if someone is rude or arrogant or has a bit of pride in them, they won't even greet. And when they do that, they do it in a way that is kind of demeaning. Some say morning with an attitude like morning, and you expect me to jump at that. No. Good morning is good morning. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Good evening, good evening. Sometimes you even say good morning and you hear people say, oh, morning. No, that's not the appropriate. When I say good morning, you should respond and also say good morning. So to me, I believe that this, when it comes to etiquette and poise, the sad thing about this is it is internal to a large extent. It is only someone who knows that can tell this person has etiquette or this person knows. Sadly, you don't know who knows until you begin to exhibit it. So you really need to put yourself at a point where you are able to project yourself in the best light, whether anyone is watching or not. So for me, if I'm able to relate with you, let's say for example I walk into this room and I say, oh, good morning, how are you doing today? Okay, good to see you. And you know, the atmosphere is less tense. You feel comfortable to start a conversation with me, and then we can talk and relate together. But once you come with your eyes, the shoulders eye, and then you feel no, that's not even poise. Really yes, sure. Because you need to be your original self. Learning etiquette and poise is not becoming so huge
stiff
and arrogant, too stiff. No, you should be your natural self in the best light. So when I see things like this, I just smile, because I know it's because you don't know. If you know better, or if you knew better, you would do better.
True.
Yes. So and you know, in this part of in this part of the world, you can't just walk up to someone and correct. So you must have built at least the level of relationship with that person before you are able to correct them when one or two things. However, just to be yourself, like I said, if you exhibit poise and etiquette and someone feels intimidated by that, I think they need to work on their self-esteem. Yeah, they should work on themselves self-esteem. Yes.
Okay, so my second question is, how does poise and etiquette boost your confidence as a woman?
Oh, beautiful question. The beauty of etiquette and poise is I know what to do at the right time. I know what to say at the right time. I know the technical know-how around certain things. When I'm in my house, of course I use my hands to eat, and I can sit anyhow in my house, but I tell my children and everyone around me, the moment you step out of your house, you become a different person. So you need to know it. Now, it's better for you to know it and not need it than for you to need it and not know it. So I know it. I can step out, let's say to a restaurant, and I can use my fork and knife properly, but in my house, I don't do that every day.
Probably use your hand.
Oh yes, I do. I do. So knowing all of these things put together, it puts you in a light where you can confidently attend any event, confidently face any situation gracefully. So etiquette teaches us that, okay, you as a lady, there are certain things you don't do, especially in the public. You don't shout, you don't yell, you don't chew loudly, you don't loud overbearing makeup. Not, you know, the simpler you look, the more sophisticated you appear. Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's keep that part. Well, anyways, I'm kidding. Now I want to go a little bit deeper with examples, right? Okay, how about there's a room filled of people, and you come in, yes, you're saying good morning, good morning, good morning, and you just go sit, the conversations, nothing, or you come in and you're, you know, enlightened, you greet and everything, but after the whole playfulness, you still sit on your chair. You know, it could be an event or whatever. You greet those you know and those you probably do not know, but they have eye contact with you. You just do that and you sit pretty without having to have any conversation. Now, how would you summarize that as? Would you still call it poise and etiquette, or would you call it maybe just trying to study the room or being rude? You know, because sometimes when they feel like you're in a space where you should socialize and you're not socializing, I think some people consider it being rude. Like you say you can't socialize with us because it being rude, or you being what's the other word, being a snob. So how can I be able to say, okay, I'm not being a snob, I'm probably just being me, or I need to do better? So what's there? Okay, thank you for that. For me, I still believe that being yourself in all of this will make you stand out. By nature, I'm an introvert, and so you don't expect me. I try as much as possible not to go to parties, but even when I do, I look for a very small corner to sit because I don't like the noise and all of that. Now, if you're going to judge me based on that, you're going to be judging me wrongly. And sadly, people pass judgments like when they meet you in the next 7 seconds, they're making judgments about you. They can say something about you. However, I've not allowed that to get to me. This is who I am. Now, for those who are around me, those who know, they know when I get so comfortable with you, I can be very loud and very playful. But when I step outside, I
hold back a little bit until I become comfortable enough to settle in. One thing I try as much as possible to do is to make sure that those around me, I make them feel comfortable around me. Good morning. You greet. That's one thing for me. Once you greet, it's a conversational starter. There is nothing holding you back from reaching out to the other person. Now, if they feel I'm holding back or I'm withdrawing, I think that's on them. Yes, and for everyone, we can't even judge that way because some people don't even know how to start a conversation. Now you start the conversation and then we can begin to flow. But for me to initiate that conversation, I may not be able to do that. So it's a different thing. And you know, when you go to a social gathering, just do what works for you. You don't need to be stiff. It doesn't mean you have to be stiff or a snob. No. I've seen that a couple of times, and sincerely, it's disgusting. Yes, it's
really
When you dress up, you look beautiful, you look fantastic, and then you can't
have this
just
personality. You can't blend.
Exactly. It is not. So why did you come out in the first place?
And why you looking so? It's like your countenance doesn't fit the dress.
Exactly.
Doesn't fit the attire. Because you look pretty, you look handsome.
But your attitude is same. Otherwise. So I think we need to come to that point where we are able to blend this. Now, sometimes if I have to go to a party, I'm like telling myself, I keep, like I'm instructing myself, when you get there, make sure you have to make sure to way ahead of the party so that when I get there, I think it feels a little bit easy for me to settle in.
True, I sometimes do that too. Sometimes I'm like, most of the persons I don't know, maybe it's just the organizer. I'm like, well, you have to network, you have to meet people, so you have to get out of your skin to make sure that people around you are so comfortable enough that they will even want to have a conversation with you after the social gathering.
Yes. So and I think it's a bit natural. Once they see you speak well, you speak eloquently, and then you comport yourself in a certain manner, naturally they withdraw. People withdraw. They tend to withdraw.
Really?
Like, we don't know who she is.
We may do this.
We don't know who she is, and then they withdraw. Now, a few confident ones will walk up to you. What do you do? I love the way you talk, I love the way you speak, I love your dress, and then we move on from there.
And that's true.
Those with a little bit of esteem issues, they withdraw, and then they are the one giving you the bombastic side eyes and attitude, and you want to...
and when you pass, you just feel like the
eyes are on you. Watching your every
like
move.
you're naked everywhere.
So I have a question because you said something like differentiating between being a snob and being poised. So you said something about walking into a room, feeling like you are the best in the room and acting it. So I had a conversation with someone sometime, and this person at some point in life had low self-esteem issues. So they had a conversation with a therapist, and the person advised them to, I don't know, maybe it was just a way to come out of that phase. The person told this girl to see herself as the best when she walks into any room, see herself as the most beautiful, and that's where she was able to like build up her self-esteem. So are you saying it's bad or it's wrong to see yourself as the best whenever you walk into a room, or you see it as maybe a way of will I say coping mechanism to come out of low self-esteem?
Okay, so for me, I believe that trying to bring up yourself in a way that you feel you're the best, I think it's what we even do sometimes unconsciously. I do affirmations a lot, and that's one of the things I drum into myself. You're the best. You are the best at this. You're the best for this position. Yes. Now, saying that does not mean I walk into a room looking as if every other person doesn't matter. That is where you draw the line.
That's
we
what
all
I was
matter.
actually going to go to, because if the person is not careful, sorry to interject, if the person is not careful, I'm just saying, if the person is not careful, you want to feel like the best. They said you should be the best. Say it to yourself and act it. I feel like on the long run, you exude rudeness, because people will not understand that it's even about you working on yourself. But people look at when she comes in, she's always feeling like, I'm the best person in the room. But guess what? You are feeling, you want to have that feeling, but you're passing the wrong messages to people. So please go ahead. I'm just feeling, I don't know if I'm right.
Yes, you're right. Absolutely. Now, like I said, coming up as the best in a room doesn't make you the best, really, because you don't know who's sitting next to you.
Yeah.
They may not look it, but intellectual wise and every other aspect, they may be doing fantastic. And so if you don't bring yourself to a level where you feel I am the best, but I can still learn. I can still collaborate, I can still network, I can still have this conversation, even though I am the best, there is a room for improvement. Being the best at this point does not mean this is the best level I'm going to be. No. So you don't know who's sitting next to you. So you have to come to that point where you're able to collaborate with other people, network, have conversations, business, and you just have yourself in that
space. You see why I said I like this topic? Because I could sit down and talk about poise and etiquette for a very, this is one of the major reasons why I actually even went into the presentation, because just like you said, your story was, this is who you are. And people are like, why not just do this? This just matches with what you're doing. And you got into the space, and somehow you might have even met some people who have been there before you.
You're sure?
But you climbed on the ladder faster than even where they were. So anyways, we have to go for a break, because if we don't do this now, we have no time to I'm sure Garcia is itching to ask more questions, and I am itching to ask more questions. But let's quickly go for a short break, and of course, I think that will be the last tip for today. That's only 2 tips. Well, we take just the second tip, which is the last tip, obviously. Then we'll come back to the studio, continue talking with Abigail. And this time around, I think I want to go into the business and the corporate, actually, etiquette. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Car safety tips. Here are some important car safety tips. 1. Always wear your seatbelt. Buckle up before starting the car, no matter how short the trip is. 2. Follow speed limits. Drive within speed limits and adjust speed in bad weather or poor roads. 3. Use headlights. Turn on your headlights even in daylight to increase your visibility to other drivers. At night, tilt your rearview mirror to reduce the glare from headlights behind you and avoid looking directly at oncoming headlights. 4. Avoid distractions. While driving, stay focused. Avoid distractions such as using your mobile phone, texting, or adjusting the radio. If you need GPS, set it before moving. 5. Maintain your vehicle. Regularly check your vehicle's critical components, including tires, brakes, and lights, to prevent breakdowns. Keep fuel above quarter tank to avoid unexpected stalls. 6. Obey traffic rules. Obey traffic laws. Respect road signs, signals, and rights of way. Always follow speed limits, traffic signs, and signals. Stay in your lane and avoid sudden steering movements, especially when turning or changing lanes. Always use your turning signals well in advance of changing lanes or turning to alert other drivers. 7. Keep a safe distance. Leave enough space between your vehicle and the one in front of you. Maintain at least a 3-second gap between you and the other car, especially at higher speeds, to allow for reaction time. 8. Drive sober. Never drive under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or medications that can cause drowsiness. Take regular breaks and do not drive when you are tired, as it impairs your judgment and reaction time. 9. Be weather smart. Know the conditions. Adjust your driving for road and weather conditions. In rain, slow down, use headlights, and avoid sudden braking. In fog or snow, use low beam headlights, not high beams, and reduce speed. 10. Secure children and pets. Use child car seats for kids under 12. Keep pets in carriers or with proper restraints. 11. Emergency preparedness. Carry a first aid kit, fire extinguisher, and basic tools. Keep reflective triangles and a flashlight in case of breakdowns. 12. Lock and secure. Always lock your car, even if leaving for a moment. Don't leave valuables visible inside. 13. Stay calm on the road. Avoid road rage. Be patient with other drivers. Safety is more important than speed. 14. Things to do in various situations. In turns, brake gradually in a straight line before the turn, not during it, and avoid sudden steering movements. Hydroplaning. If your tires lose traction on a wet road, do not accelerate or brake suddenly. Gently steer forward until the tires regain grip. If a tire blows, do not brake or accelerate suddenly. Keep the car as straight as possible and gently apply the accelerator to help control the vehicle. Safe driving protects you, your loved ones, and others on the road. Every trip should begin and end with safety in mind.
Welcome back. So we will be going into let's say the corporate, and let's also look at the etiquette tips for women also. Yes. So I don't know, what would you prefer to start from? Would you prefer to start from the business? You know, I feel like the business has not so much, but you see that etiquette for women, I know it's plenty. So let's start from the business and make it short, then let's go into the women aspect.
Okay, so for business etiquette, I believe that there is the etiquette way to doing everything. Yes, and when you're having business, how do I put it? When you have corporate etiquette, let me start from the boardroom. Having meetings, your bags, phones, and keys are not supposed to be on the table. You should have it by your side stool, behind you, or on the floor. Yes, so when you put it on the table, it sends a not so good signal. So you have to take that off the table. Then when you're having conversations, try as much. The business world is a brutal place, and it has no respect for gender, unlike the social etiquette. Yes, for a in a social etiquette gathering, a man is supposed to pull out the chair for a woman to sit, but you can't do that in corporate etiquette because at that point our gender is equal. Exactly. So you need to know what is obtainable, and if you have to communicate, you have to do that effectively, looking at the person's eye. Now this is not to say you staring all along. No, it's you'll not. Get uncomfortable at some point in time. If you look and take your eyes off, you could even focus here. It's called I think it's called the glabella. In between the eyebrow. Yeah, you look and have that conversation. It's not like you're looking above their head and you're not looking below, so it still brings it down to that level, because your confidence, when it comes to corporate etiquette, your confidence says a lot. So even if you don't, you may not have what it takes at that point in time, you may not even look it, but your confidence oftentimes will sell you better off than someone who's had it all or has it all and then can't project themselves. So for women in business, I'll say to you, own it. Don't let anything stop you. Don't withdraw because you enter into a boardroom and then you see 10 men and then we have just 2 women. No. You need to bring up yourself to that point where you are able to favorably compete with them. We even have a leverage above them. You would agree with me.
We do.
So well, that's for the business.
That's for the business. So let's talk a little bit about women. Like, give us about a few, just very few tips, because our time is already up.
Okay, so for women,
sitting posture.
Okay.
How to eat, how to talk.
How to laugh. Yeah, that's very important.
Greetings,
Exactly.
Yeah, smile. I think the laugh is very agreeable. Yeah, there's some people's laugh you hear
so loud.
Yeah,
yes.
Please.
So, okay, so one thing about etiquette for women is trying as much as possible to maintain decorum. Yes, not being too loud. I can be very happy, laughing happily, but not loudly. Yes, and then when you get somewhere you want to sit, you have to, can I stand?
Of course, yes.
Okay, so you can smoothen up your dress before you sit so you don't have cracks, and then you cross your legs by the ankle.
Okay.
Yes, some do lap overlap, but I do not really encourage that, to do lap overlap. Yes, so you sit with your legs crossed by the side, or you can have it right in the front together. The main aim of this is not to flash anything. Nothing should be flashed, nothing be seen.
Don't reduce your bride price.
I can say that again. Thank you. And then also, I believe that for women, there is a lot when it comes to personal grooming in etiquette. If you really want to be perceived rightly, you don't really need to wear the most expensive thing. It could be the cheapest, but neatly put together. You appear, because people will judge you based on what they see. So you really need to put yourself out in a space where you are perceived in the best light. That's what I say to women a lot. A lot of us get so caught up with career, children, house chores and a whole lot of things that we forget ourselves. And I think we all need to come out from that point where we pick up ourselves and actually exhibit all of these things and even get it onto our children, because we need to do that. We are fast living in a world where certificates are gradually becoming, I'm not going to say they don't matter. They do. But your certificate is going to get you into the room of success. Your character, your etiquette and poise, your soft skills will retain you in that room. And so that is getting more important by the day. With the emergence of AI and online classes, I think at this point, anyone can learn anything at any point.
True.
We are not really hiring people who really know, but people with an open mind to learning. But you need to have that soft skill inside of you that tells that you can represent our brand, our company in the best light globally. It's becoming a global village, and I think it's high time women started positioning themselves in that space where yes.
This is a whole lot. We'll be bringing her back, trust me. She'll be giving us a lot about etiquette for women. And yes, there's usually a tip we have. Now we have someone in person who could coach us about that. And we're bringing her pretty soon again on Women's Corner to say so much more on this topic. But I would like to say before we go, thank you very much for gracing our show.
I think we need to ask her questions for our training. You mentioned the training class, if you run classes right now or
okay, for now we don't have classes. We had that during the long vacation. Yes, we had that for young children and young adults who just wanted to develop themselves. Yes, and looking in through the human capital space, I also have a program for young trainees, the graduates who are just graduating, how to launch into the favor market or the labor market, how to attend interviews, how to put themselves together, what to do, what not to do, and how to present themselves in the best light, even if they have a low grade. Yes, at least it puts you in a point where you are able to get exactly.
Anyway, we'll definitely bring you back, probably even pretty sooner than you think. We might have to bring you back, but I'm glad you enjoyed the show, right?
Oh, I did. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you so very much for coming.
Thank you so much. Gratitude. Thank you, Blows Up.
Thank you too. Well, anyways, we've come to the end of the show. Not to say thank you to our viewers for keeping it locked with us.